Gordon Green and co-directed by John Carpenter. John Carpenter is the original director of the original Halloween film, which was released in 1978. He's known for doing many horror movies, specifically the Halloween series. So we are at the part in the film where Laurie, her daughter, and her granddaughter are inside of Laurie's house trying to get rid of Michael Myers, the notorious serial killer in the series. Michael hasn't escaped an asylum after a transfer to another location that leaves his bus in flames and him free of chains. That's when he returns to Haddonville to put an end to Laurie. So we begin with a behind shot of Michael trying to move the island in the kitchen. The camera then cuts to a side close-up of his face, and we can see the emptiness in his eyes and the rustic look in his mask. The camera begins a kind of shot-reverse shot sequence where we see the camera follow Michael as he tries to find a way to move the island, while Karen and her daughter approach the entryway in the bunker and brace themselves. The camera then shifts to a point of view of Karen as she looks over and sees her shotgun sitting in the rack. The camera zooms in, showing the realization that Karen must use it despite her trying to forget about it in her past. We see Karen load the shotgun as the sounds of Michael trying to break in continue to amplify along with the music. We see a downwards tilted shot of Karen from the top of the entryway as she points her gun toward it. The camera then cuts to a tilted shot of Karen's point of view looking up at the entrance to the hiding space. Then it cuts to a close-up of Michael. The key light in the background illuminates his figure, adding to the horror of the movie and giving him an ominous look. This is when we go back to the shot-reverse shot, this time of Karen in the opening in the floor. Then the music goes dead, adding suspense to the scene. We can hear Karen begin to shout over the silence.
I can't do it!
Very slowly, the sounds and music begin to amplify again. And like most horror characters do, Michael appears in the frame out of nowhere. The camera then does this really cool move where we begin with a close-up on Karen, zoom to a close-up of Michael being shot, then to the shadows behind him where Laurie's face is lit up by a dimmed light, giving her the serial killer vibe. The camera movements become even more motivated now, filming at a 3/4 shot and following Michael and Laurie as they try to take one another down. We then see a downstairs tilted shot. Here, the focus pull technique is used. We see Karen and her daughter run up the stairs as well as Michael laying on the floor. The camera shows Michael sitting up, which I like to call an iconic movie scene moment, as Michael does this in almost every single movie. We return to the shot-reverse shot as Karen tries to escape the clutches of Michael. I think the long and constant battle here shows how hard they've fought this far into the movie. And I think it touches a little bit on feminism and that these girls are fighting so well against a strong serial killer, and they're managing to overpower him. It's really shown the strength of girls. We then see Allison go for Michael's knife, and she begins to stab him to try and finish him off and free her mother. And here again, they're overpowering him, showing just how strong they really are. Then, as I like to call it, the magic lever is pulled by Karen, and that's when Michael becomes trapped in the bunker. Then the camera cuts to Laurie, who twists a couple of knobs. The camera then zooms in on the igniters strategically placed around the house as they begin to fill up with fuel. We then cut back to the three women where we see Karen reassure her daughter. The look on Karen's face is dark and has a powerful feel to it. This is the moment where they know they've won. We see Michael's face trapped below the bars, tilted upwards at them, and his eyes completely empty and void. Then we see Laurie grab, light, and throw the stick of the flare into the bunker, where Michael is trapped. Michael then is slowly engulfed in flames as he continues to stare at the three women. We also see the igniters ignite and light the rooms of the house on fire. The fire acts as a background light, throwing Michael's face into even more darkness and highlighting his entrapped figure. Here, he really looks like the horror character. You can't see his eyes, they're all dark kind of thing. Most of the scene is done in dark lighting to emphasize the true terror and story of the film. And then the camera goes back to the rooms being lit up by fire. One of the most important parts of the scene is when the igniter lights the replica house on fire, right here. It is a representation of what is actually going to happen at the end of their troubles. As we know, fire puts an end to things and destroys them. In this case, the thing is Michael, and the tiny house on fire is then putting an end to his many years of killing and his reign of terror. The music is now completely amplified, which really sets the tone for the very ending of the movie. We see the three women stumbling out of the house and towards the road, symbolizing them leaving their problems behind. This is a really good movie. I would highly recommend it. So, yeah.